Hi everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day, kind of a special video. I feel like I should just start off explaining my setup a little bit. I'm sorry if you can hear the radio in the background. It's out in the living room. My father wanted the radio on. And so it's important for me to have it on for him. People have been watching my videos, they know that lately for like the past year, I've been going through some very sort of traumatic changes in my family situation. And so I came home to live with my father in my hometown of New York, and that's where I am now. I'm in the apartment where my dad lives and where I grew up. And everything was really feeling like it was improving, and I was starting to feel better, and that I'm hopeful that those areas that were improving are going to keep improving. But my, sorry. Oh God, that music. My father fell the other day, and so he's a little injured right now, and I'm a little concerned about him. And it's not easy to rebound when you're, almost 88. And so it's been a stressful few days for me, and he's lying down right now. It's hard for him to move around right now. I know that people are always requesting that he make a cameo in my videos, and I told him that, which he found amusing, but he didn't. He's insistent he doesn't want to do that. Which is a shame, because when he was younger and he would go to parties with my mom, everyone would always tell my mom how charming he was. But he joked around and said no, he didn't want to, risk getting any obsessive fans. All the ladies who get obsessed with him. Anyway, better to maintain the mystery. So he's not doing so well right now, and I'm kind of upset about it. And I'm also concerned that it might affect the things that were starting to go well for me. Especially because I probably should just hold off and not say too much. Anyway, jinx myself. But people know that I'm in the, there's a Vera Bradley sort of online focus group. It's called Vera Bradley Insiders. And through that, I've made a lot of really great Vera friends, even just virtually met a lot of really wonderful women, and I feel so lucky and appreciative. And so every now and then there's sort of a piece of Vera that I get that's sort of related to one of those women, and it becomes a little bit more meaningful to me. And one of those was one of those is a Cat's Meow Weekender that I have, and that I have because of a good Vera friend. And another one is the Bradley tote, from the Vera Bradley tote, that is in the pattern that you can only get at the Bradley Hotel in Indiana. It's in Fort Wayne. And it's because of a good Vera friend that I have that. And that came to me at a time when I was really having a bad moment. And so that's particularly meaningful. And today, the package came yesterday, but I didn't have a chance because of my dad. I didn't have a chance to open it till this morning. And then I just decided to just do this video right now when I'm super emotional. Good decision. I'm here with Pixie. Just shout out to Pixie. There she is. I'll wake her up a little bit, because I'm always in the car, and so she never gets a chance to make an appearance. But here she is. I had a scare with her today. She got away from me on the street, and I was chasing after her, and God, I almost had a heart attack. I just feel like if I can't lose her right now. I mean, ever. You don't want to lose a dog, but I mean, I just, with everything else that's going on, I don't know how I would deal. Anyway, so back to the special Vera. So I have been a little AWOL from the insiders group just because I was feeling so blue, and it was hard to get motivated to participate in the discussions and the discussion groups and things like that. And so I've been just doing the activity surveys and things, but I haven't really been participating in the message boards like I once was. And so I missed out knowing that there's a woman, I should say, preface this, there's a woman in the group named Victoria who's so lovely and so very interested in Vera, and she has been for years and years and years, and she is this just wealth of information about archival Vera patterns, and she's the go-to person when you have a question about a pattern, and she gets all this insider information from her contacts at her local stores, I think, about when releases are coming and what's in the pipeline, and she's just a lovely woman, and I've never met her in person, just through the group. And her name is Victoria. I don't remember if I said that. And she also quilts, and she's working on this Vera quilts with, I think she's trying to get a piece of every pattern in this quilt that she's making. So I don't know when the quilt will ever be finished, as long as the company's in business. I feel like this quilt can't be finished. It was like, was it the Odyssey? Was Odysseus's wife, what was her name? Was that Penelope? What was her name? And she's doing her weaving or something, and there were all these suitors who want to marry her, and she said she's got to, and Odysseus is off. No one knows where he is. He's off. And she's waiting for him to come back, and all these suitors want to marry her. They think he's dead, and she keeps putting them off by doing her weaving or something like that. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. And every night she pulls out her weaving so that she never finishes. So she never has to deal with all these men. Anyway, so it sort of brings that to mind. This quilt, I don't know if this quilt will ever be finished. Anyway, so Victoria had decided she was going to make, I missed out on any of this information. She just reached out to me recently to catch me up. She was making some totes, and she was making me a tote, and she used some custom fabrics, and she used a little quilting motif that she does, and it just came, and I'm so truly, deeply touched because I'm just very stressed out right now, and because of some other family stuff right now. I have a handful of relatives who, over money, kind of cut me out of their lives, so I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know, isolated is the right word, but a little, like it's just me and my dad now. So to get this and feel like I have friends out there who are thinking about me is very meaningful. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is the tote, and she had reached out to me on the private message on the insiders group to tell me she had this, and she wanted my address to send it to me. I didn't even realize she was making it. So that's how out of it I had been, that if there had been any discussion about this prior, you know, I had missed it, because I was sort of not really participating in the discussions that much. Anyway, this is the tote. This is her quilting motif that she does. I think I've seen the pictures of her quilt, and I think the whole thing is sort of this motif, with these sort of windows, you know, fabric borders, or these sort of creating these sort of windows for the fabric pieces. And she had said she wanted these, make sure I'm on camera. These 3 pieces I know are custom fabrics, and she mentioned in the card that she sent me that she wanted to do that for my tote, because she feels that, like her, she and I were very big fans of the custom option on the website that they're not doing anymore right now. And also we both had been planning to do a tote in Cloudvine Multi, which is this fabric. Literally like the night before, I think we had both been online mocking up bags, and we were going to come back like the next day and order them. And it was that night that they pulled the fabric option from the customs, and we were distraught, and I was, you know, begging Vera to bring the fabric back. I called up the company to try to get a bag the next day. They couldn't do it. Anyway, so we have that in common, and so I think, you know, that was why she wanted to use that fabric for me there. And this, I think, was the lining too. There was a custom version of Happy Snails there. I think it might have been called Cheerful Snails when it was in custom. And this is the lining, and you can see a snail there. And this is Java Purple. Nice, you know, she's got all these purples and teals and the blues together, you know, coordinating is very nice. And this, I'm not sure, I think this was a factory outlet pattern. I think that was Magenta Medallion, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. So just lovely. And this, it's on Vera tote. It's you know, one of the Essential totes, the ones that have the magnetic top, snap closure up top. It's microfiber, black, you know, so it's a good canvas for what she's doing. And this is the lining. So just, you know, she placed that on there. Just so lovely. And so I just thank you, Victoria. I'm not sure if she watches the videos. I'm gonna put, I'll try to put a link to this video in the insiders group as well as loading it up on YouTube, so maybe she'll get a chance to see it. Thank you, Victoria. I really can't thank you enough. I'm gonna treasure it, really. I'm sorry to be so weepy. I just had a rough week with my father, and then worrying how that my situation with him might affect some of the newfound like happiness that I have now. I'm worried about that a little bit. So anyway, it's just lovely, and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. Always treasure it. Anyway, so sorry for the weepy the weepy video, and I have another video that well, by the time I load this up, I'll probably have just loaded the other one up, but I'm going to load up 2 videos sort of back to back. The other one is kind of long. I think it was about an hour. I'm sorry about that. I just had so much to, you know, I had brought all this stuff to my car to do a video, and I just talked, and I couldn't see how long the video was because something was blocking the time count on my screen, and so I just rambled on for like almost an hour. So that's a real ask for time commitment. Okay, so you can watch it in intervals. You don't have to sit down and watch it all at once. But anyway, it's up there for people who want to distract themselves for a good amount of time. And in that one, I talk about the new oversized patchwork totes. along with other things. Anyway, so again, custom. Well, I consider this a custom. I mean, just handmade, just wonderful tote. And anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Victoria, again, and hopefully see you next time when I'll be less teary on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day. And sorry again for the music. I just might need to have that on.